The only reason you should be sliding into my DMs is to tell me that your grandfather is available and he's looking. I only want people who are on their deathbed getting ready to write me in their will and give me all their inheritance after that. I don't want nobody else. Thank you, management.
There's nothing wrong with being a gold digger. If you look at the history of marriage and the original purpose of marriage, it was so that both a man and a woman could gain something financially and economically. The elite would marry off their children so they can rule over more people, land, and acquire more resources. It was never about love. This is why when you get divorced, the court isn't really concerned with your feelings for each other, but more so how you all will split the assets. Marriage has always been about how much more assets you guys can accumulate together than apart. The real question is, why did it change from being about financial survival and power to love? Well, that's two things: propaganda and greed. In the late 1800s, the elites realized they could have more control over their masses if they convinced them to marry for love and romance rather than being strategic. For example, if a couple gets married right now, an economist will be able to predict how much they're going to spend on their wedding, their home, cars, and lifestyle before they even say I do. This type of predictability and control is what fuels our consumer-driven economy. Another reason is that marrying for love does keep people poor or right where they are. A couple who marries for love tends to be much more individualistic and not leave any generational wealth or obtain any significant power. And this is not my opinion or me saying this, it's just statistics. But those that marry for financial gain and asset accumulation are able to leave more of their wealth and investments down to their children, thus making their lineage wealthier for a longer period of time. This idea that you should marry solely for love was really a con to fuel the economy and keep the masses of people at the bottom. Now, my first sentence about being a gold digger was just clickbait. I don't think that women should solely be dependent on a man. I believe that you should have your own assets, access to capital and investments in your name. However you decide to get them is completely up to you. But we have to address the history of marriage, because one of the biggest financial mistakes that women make is marrying.
You know, when you get with a guy, if he cannot financially take care of all of your bills, if he cannot keep you in labels, if he cannot get your nails and your hair done and take you on vacation, there really is no point in even being with him. And if you think like this, you're a part of my problem. That is what whores think. That is how prostitutes think. And you grown-ass women are out here raising little bitty miniature prostitutes, talking about run them pockets, see what you can get, not thinking, how about I create myself to a financial security, create myself to a level that I can date who I want to because money is not an issue. If you're factoring money when you're getting with somebody, you know what you are? You're not a partner. You're a parasite. You're a virus. There's a reason why we have vaccines and the reason why we have antibiotics to kill parasites and infection and things like that. You're not a partner. You're there to build, not break. I mean, excuse me, that's what I think. You're here to build somebody up, not break somebody down. I mean, explain to me what has happened. And I'll tell you this. When you're dating a rich man, there is something that they are void of. They usually have zero or none emotional intelligence. They usually are void of any kind of apathy. There are some fundamental things that they are missing. This is why hustlers, like drug dealers and hustlers, this is why they can end up with a corporate girl, because they have their feet down on the ground and they just happen to make money. But that's another lesson right there. So what you're telling me is you're willing to take those important things and you're willing to put them to the side because somebody got some money. You don't think something's wrong with that? When you have been loved properly and not fed, you are nourished. Your soul is nourished, your mind is nourished, and your heart is full. You cannot go back to that. You cannot make your love and your time transactional. Someone paying for your time, someone you're focused on what you can get from them. I honestly think it is absolutely disgusting. And this trend of y'all follow the sprinkle. Yo, if that's how you want to live your life, just know that you're taking some of the most beautiful things about life and you're putting it away because you don't have what it takes to create the life that you want for yourself. So what is that about? And plus, not everybody has the aesthetics to be able to demand such. So what are you going to do when you age out of that category? You're just going to be an old hoe? You're going to be an old prostitute? The whole thing irritates me to death.
Any lady that asks you for money does not love you. Guys, any lady that wants you to spend a fortune on her does not love you. If your girlfriend is sending you designer's bag, sending you expensive things to do for her, they do not love you. When I love a guy, I don't ask them for anything. I would want to build with the guy because our future is what that matters. So any girl that's asking you for anything right now, they do not love you. Now that the guys are no longer watching, ladies, ask that man for money. Ask that man for money. If you don't ask him, his side girlfriend would ask him. And he's going to tell her, baby, please manage this. Oh, you don't want to wear a 14 inches bone straight. You don't want to fly a private jet. You're doing good wife. Ask him for money. Bill him. Okay? Bill him. Sister is proud of you. Bill him. Okay. Bye, guys.
I really don't think most of you all realize how pointless it is trying to date in this new society. I call it the new society because when I look back and I listen to my parents and, the elders talk, it's just we live in a new time. Things are always evolving and changing. Great. But where we are now, to me, is like the worst time to try to date or to try to find love or commitment because everybody's so accessible. Everyone's so accessible. Everyone has so many options. And nobody really just wants to settle down. They just want to be entertained. And it's like nobody wants one thing. They want everything, like literally. And I've had this problem with dating. It's like I start trying to date and I just realize people's attention span is so short. And it's like, my dating experiences have been fun. I'm not going to say it's just been all bad, but it's been fun. But I'm very observant and I pay attention to people. People really just want to be entertained. Nobody really just want to go through life with a person. It's like soon as things get a little boring, they're on to the next. Soon as they have one little problem, they're on to the next. And it's like people are always looking for something better. And you're always like, there's a billion people in the world. You're always going to find someone better. But it's about committing to someone that you start to fall in love with and just living life with them and just being successful together. But it's like nobody wants to do that. Everyone just wants everything now. And if they don't have it now, they're just continuously searching for this perfect thing. Then it's like people just normalize playing around with people. Like, how many numbers I've got, and it's like most of the women all behave the same exact way. It's like carbon copies. You'll get the number, you'll text them for a little bit, and then all of a sudden the attention span is gone. And then you find yourself hitting them up more often than them hitting you up, and then it just turns into just cold turkey. Y'all don't communicate at all. And even for me, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of fell victim to this mentality too. Like, I'll get to the point, my attention span is short too now with women. Like, I'll be talking to them and it's just so easy for me to just stop talking to them. It's just so easy for me to just stop communicating with them and I don't lose no sleep. And it's just sometimes you just become a product of your environment. And I'm trying to change that mindset because I don't want to be that person always searching for the perfect thing. And the other thing too that's frustrating is women meet me and they automatically just assume like I have all these women, I'm a player and all this. So it's like, they try to put me in this category of, okay, I'm not going to let him break my heart. And it's like, you can't judge a book by its cover. You can't assume a person is doing something when you really don't know. And that's the problem I have with women. They just think I have all these women. And don't get me wrong, I do get a lot of attention from women, but I wouldn't consider myself a player because I don't take advantage of it. If I did, I would have so many bodies under my belt and I would have so many different women. I don't, because I understand how that can be.